The Earnestly Speaking podcast is a show that is founded on free-flowing conversation and may at times venture into mature subjects. Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah, Earnestly Speaking podcast. Let's get it. I'm a giant in New York, in Miami carry heat. So much more in store, my product can flood the street. Opinion Nation Godfather, CEO. Puff in the late 90s, gon' see me blow. Oh, got my hustle on, no imitation of that. Army of untouchables, Opinion Nation staff. Never an off season, homie, check the numbers. Heart throb in my own right, supplying southern comfort. Earnestly speaking, my ego is well fed. Earnestly speaking, you're too feeble and no threat. See, I'm like a hurricane, you're a mild breeze. Earnestly speaking, leaving Eli a dynasty. Shake!
Earnestly Podcast. It is once again the Student Game Report. This is 3 weeks in a row. Oh my God.
Hey man, don't act like it's been simple. By the way, it just struck me. You know, obviously, Mrs. Christian provides our verbal disclaimer here on Earnestly Speaking. I say our as if I have any ownership in it. I've been here that long. I just feel like I
you do. Yeah, you have some influence here. Come on now.
You know, but I feel like that's my fault that things venture into mature subjects because like of all that's what she said jokes I make.
That's a fair point. It's a fair point, actually. I don't hate that, bro. All right, so here's the deal. Recording this at 10:30 in the morning. I have a hard out at 11:40. It's my hardest out. Okay, because I have
now you're making it venture into mature subjects.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have a. You know, I don't know. I have a massage at 12 o'clock. That's why I haven't gone. That's why. So I have to get out here. I want to get there in time. It's about 10 minutes away from the house. Hope there's no traffic, of course, all that stuff. So we're gonna try to. Now, normally,
okay, sure.
Yeah, but normally this is one of our longest podcasts of the year when we do this because the midterms are we do like this. You know, dive into the minutia a little bit, but we're gonna do the best we can.
Start out smooth, and then you say something silly, and then I get
triggered. Yeah, you know how this situation works, bro. You know how this works. Come on now. So we're gonna, as we do every year. I love doing this with every year. Our yearly midterms we do because we are now officially at the halfway point of the year, week 10 of the NFL season.
We are,
and as we could do it every year. We do it in alphabetical order. Mm-hmm. Let's start with the first team here first. The Arizona Cardinals. What kind of grade do you give them?
Yeah, and
3-6.
Yeah. Wait, what's that? Oh yeah, 3-6.
The 3-6. Yeah,
of course. No, and listen, for me, this is one that's a little harder, right? It starts out good. They beat teams they should. Starts out, and then they struggle, and then lose to teams that they air quotes should, and then you lose to the damn Titans. Like, what's going on here, right? For me, I mean, beating the Cowboys is adorable, but it's the Cowboys. Who cares? No, I say that jokingly. I'm going to just really not knowing what more to make of them today. Like they still have room to get better in what is a very much harder than we thought NFC West. I'm inclined to do the always the easy thing for me to do when I'm confused is just give me a C to wait, as in wait and see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, not that, you know, Kyler Murray's, you know, doing Kyler Murray things. The defense is, you know, relatively good, right? The highest point total they've given up was, what is it, 27? And they did, 27 points to the Packers. You know, that's not, or excuse me, they did give up 31 to the Colts, who's the highest scoring offense, at least they were at one point this year. The team that's completely overrated, and we saw that this past week against the Steelers. More on that later. But yeah, C for the Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I C minus actually, but yeah, they've been competitive, and they do without Kyler Murray. You know, with a starting quarterback who, you know, we may have a lot of opinions about Kyler Murray and whether or not he's a great quarterback, but you know, he's definitely productive. And you know, to do this without him the last couple of weeks, they should have beaten Green Bay. A couple of games should have won. Should have beaten Tennessee. Obviously, that disaster there. But you know, Jacoby has been okay, and you know they're playing in right now what I believe.
Yeah, you mentioned Jacoby. Thank you for bringing that in. Yeah,
right, and they're playing right now, which is probably the best division of football. You know, you have 6-3-9, 6 Well, I said probably. Seattle 6-2, Rams 6-2. You got 3 teams right now that have 6 wins already in that division right now.
Well, and honestly, see, you know, I find it annoying that, well, and you're not one of the cats that do this, but like, you know, they have wins. can we look at schedules too? I know it doesn't matter in college football, but the NFC West, one could argue, is a team that's beating up on themselves, right?
Right. Cannibalization, they call that.
Cannibalization, correct. So yeah, it's in the conversation. I'll be honest, the reason why I'm hesitating is I haven't had the time to do that thought process in my head. You could be right. I'm not saying you're wrong necessarily. I'm not saying knee jerk, but you got there quick.
Right. All right. Atlanta Falcons 3-5.
It's not the 3-5 as much as it also is how they got there. Listen, tying the Cardinals was already its own problem. Can we be on, or not the Cardinals, excuse me, the Cowboys was already its own problem. You're giving up, they gave you 40 points. You're allowing them to score 40. I don't know. Then you lose to the Panthers. No, this is not it for me. I'm going to go C- for the Pack. There's still time to come back in what is turning out to again be a competitive NFC North. I think this is a conversation.
Wait, we're the Falcons, right?
No, I thought you said Packers. I'm sorry.
No, Falcons.
I thought that was weird because you said alphabetical order. The Packers is your show. Then but spoiler alert, C- for the
what I should have said. What I should have said was fraud cons.
Oh, see, well now when you say the name correctly, of course I get it. Screw these guys. Seriously. Let me just walk through the list, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Dolphins is an L. Losing to the Patriots. Okay, well that was two frauds pointing at each other. More on that later. And losing to the Panthers in a shutout. Yeah, no dog.
Yeah.
I will give you a magnanimous D. There's probably a joke in there somewhere for getting past the Commanders and Bills, but you're a fraud again.
It's a D. It's a D for me. It's easy because they beat Buffalo a couple weeks ago. Like, maybe this team could be maybe a bit of a spoiler in the NFC.
No,
and then they reel off 3 straight losses. I'm like, okay, you guys are really you guys aren't for real.
It's not just the 3 straight losses. It's the fact that one of them was the Dolphins.
No, that's right. And not only that, they got blown out by the Dolphins. I think it's arguably the worst team in football. Arguably. I'm not saying they are, but arguably.
That's a little strong, but they still fraudulent. Anyways,
exactly. I agree with you. All right, next team here. This should be a fun one. Baltimore Ravens 3-5.
I mean, you got to go F, right? And part of that is the expectation. Like they have been struggling mightily. EJ Christian, right? Like, is there a better word than struggling mightily for this group? I don't see why there is. So this is a short one for me.
Yeah.
Disappointing. I don't even need to look at the schedule that much. I mean, you beat the Browns.
Cool.
And that's your only win in the first one, my county. 6 weeks? Yeah.
Yeah.
No me gusta.
And then they won 2 in a row since then. But again,
but it's the Bears and the Dolphins. Let's get psyched. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah,
so the only
give me something. The only way they can improve is if they somehow sneak into the playoffs, and then we'll talk about maybe a B.
Which I think they still will. The only reason I didn't go F was because they were missing Lamar Jackson for a chunk of those games. If Lamar was healthy, easy F.
If they had a worse backup than Tyler Huntley, I might agree with you.
Right.
That defense is awful.
No, I agree. But they are getting healthy and have played better last 3 weeks. And so you have that. They have.
Are they playing worse opposition?
But there is something to be said that the strength opponents are definitely much weaker now. And as I said, the reason why they'll get back into this thing is because their schedule is easy now. And so far they are 2-0 in that easy schedule. They are 2-0 in that schedule so far I mentioned weeks ago. So they're doing what I thought would happen. Now, obviously, is it a disappointment? Absolutely, without question. But they're D+, but they're slowly rising. So I'll leave it at that.
There's a lot of disappointing teams remaining on their schedule. There's very real talk here that the toughest game remaining, maybe the Vikings. I won't say that. The Steelers obviously are in the running, but maybe the Patriots and the Packers.
But by the time they get to the Steelers game, though, they've already caught Pittsburgh at this point.
Well, and you got to remember with the Steelers, that being the rivalry game that it is, that I still think is the best rivalry currently in the NFL, even after Ben and Flacco. Well, Flacco hasn't retired yet, but he's not there playing for the Ravens. I feel like that those games are funny physics too, so you never know.
Yep. All right, next one. Buffalo Bills 6-2.
I mean, okay, listen. You threw in some extra credit by dominating Patrick Mahomes II in a way that, frankly, was a career low for Patrick Mahomes II in completion, right? That matters, okay? You beat the Ravens while they were still good at full strength, albeit by a single point, but nonetheless, you beat them. You lost to the fraud cons. That was where we're coming from. You know, people talk about the Bills are this big disaster. You forget they only lost 2 games, right? Now, granted, it's because, you know, they let 2 teams steal their lunch money because the ones they are facing are both frauds, both the Pats and the Falcons. I said what I said. But give me a B. Give me a B there. One could have argued for a C until they beat Patrick Mahomes II in company.
Yeah. I'm with you. I went B-, but the reason why is that way was because there's a letdown factor. Like, they're beating teams supposed to, but they
were supposed to beat the Ravens?
No, the other wins, like the wins against for example,
now,
Saints.
Granted, I see where you're going until I get to the divisional factor.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's also a fair point.
And I've been a little rough on Bills.
Haven't been terrible so far yet.
I haven't. I also been a little rough on Bills Mafia because I love Bills Mafia guys. For record, you know I love you guys. However, you're a
Cowboys fan. You don't. You're a Patriots fan. You don't love Bills Mafia.
But again, you being KC in October, November is nothing new. You do this every year now, upon command. Do it in January.
You're not grading for the past. You're grading for this.
I agree. I'm talking big picture here, of course.
If your response is that they clearly have taken a step back in this year and the window is starting to close and it shows, I can see that. But like, oh well, we're used to being Patrick Mahomes II. That is no excuse to hold.
For the record, though, their window will always be open as long as that quarterback is still their quarterback.
I don't agree, because if their defense continues to get worse, they'll become the Bengals.
Fair point. All right, Carolina Panthers 5-4.
Buddy, if you said to me 9 games in that the Panthers would have the same record not only as the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes II, I would also tell you you're nuts for trying to sell me 5-4 with this team. And granted, they showed the Falcons fraudulent. I get all that. They beat the Cowboys. Okay, cool. It's another one. I mean, I joke about the Cowboys. I do give them credit. That's not necessarily one you expect them to get, especially coming into this year. The way they run the football is the way they run the football. It's a good thing overall. I got to give them a B-. They're outperforming what I thought they'd do. I'll leave it at that.
I went A- actually, because again, I mean,
that's our biggest.
I think
I'm not mad at you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. The thing is, I was with B until Sunday. And then you win in Lambeau. I mean, I know Green Bay's kind of fraudulent, but you still win in Lambeau. That's a big win, though. I don't know how you slice it.
If they had done it with more than 16 points, I could take that seriously. But
then
again, this is what this Panthers team is run it and make games ugly.
Yeah. And to your point, though, about some teams being 5-4, same record. As they say, not all 5-4 teams create equal. And maybe
even though your alleged boy Bill Parcells says you are what your record says you are, which I still think is like horse hockey, but
no, I think it's a bit of a misnomer what he said there, but it is what it is. All right, Chicago Bears 5-3.
God, do you know what to make of this damn team?
They're 5-3. That's what I know.
Yeah, and I don't. To your point, that don't mean shit.
That's what I'm saying.
It's this. Every year when we're about to do this, there are teams I pick out going, I have no idea what I'm going to give these Humpy Bumpies. They're literally a showtime decision, right?
Yeah.
Losing to a revamped Ravens team, or I shouldn't say revamped, but shall we say on the rise Raven teams coming back out of the slump. Okay, I'm not mad at it. Losing to the Lions big, you hate to see a 30-point anything, but okay. Then you got 3 games straight with the Raiders, Commanders, and Saints. I'm not riding home and beating the Bengals in a shootout. C. It's a C.
I was close to saying C. I went B-, but yes.
You can't C plus.
Like what it is though. Maybe. But they are 5-3 though too. Also, it's weird because there is some kind of fake hustle to this team. I agree, there is. But then like you see moments like okay, well maybe they're pretty good. That Baltimore game was a letdown.
Yeah.
It was. You know why? Because
Yeah.
there's no Lamar #1. You win that game, you're probably at worst 6-2. At this point now.
And we start hearing that allegedly, Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams is, air quotes, starting to work, and then that game happens where they only put up 16 against that defense. No, I hear that. It's a shame the midterms don't come after like a Vikings game or a Steelers game like they have in the next 2 weeks. I'm skipping the Giants because you know why. If you're a Giants fan, you would, so you may not. But anyways, you can't meet me at C+. You're all the way up to me.
Yeah, maybe, I mean, we can C+ is fine or whatever.
Boom.
Okay, so you sold me, but because it initially was a C actually initially my grade. So, all right,
you
Bengals. Yep, the Bengals 3-6.
With expectation, I'm going to mark this. I don't often do this, but once every 2 or 3 years, there's a team I'm compelled to mark incomplete. Joey Burr got hurt again.
Mm-hmm.
How many different quarterbacks have they gone through? I'm counting 3, including the immortal. A name I have not bestowed on a quarterback since Chris Chandler and Ryan Fitzpatrick. Flacco has attained the status, the immortal, even though he has not come back from the dead. But and this team's they're on a fire. You could give them an F on the strength of the GMing, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
But for me on the field, evaluating what I see on Sundays and other days of game days, they're marked incomplete. And so by extension, I guess, because the general management failed them so hard with a big H there. I got to put F then, just on the just.
I don't blame you. I went D+. But the thing is, they're even without Burrow, they're still in these games. They gave away 2 games without Burrow, as is anyway. The game with Chicago
when you have Jamar Chase and T. Higgins,
right? And I will say the Joe Flacco move was actually a good move because he's been phenomenal there. He ain't the problem. He ain't the problem.
No, I don't think anybody's in.
And the line is, and I will say the credit for the Bengals. Their O-line has held up pretty well. Better than I thought it would be, to be honest. If we keep 100, he ain't dead. Kyle, he ain't dead yet. He's throwing the ball with
Let me be clear about something. It is impossible. And granted, let me show you my credentials again with my Aaron Evans original painting of me with my O-line swag, so to speak.
Yes.
It is impossible for me to let an O-line slide that got their quarterback knocked out for the season by a team who is currently among the worst at rushing the passer in the league.
Right. Makes sense. Carry on. All right. Cleveland Browns. 2-6.
Browns. F. Next. I mean, what are we doing here? First of all, you know what you need to do? Accept the fact you suck, start Shedeur Sanders, justify he doesn't belong in the league, or make him good trade bait. You're losing all the way around by concentrating on the sock hawker that is Dylan.
You're going to kill me. Here's why I gave a C- though. They're actually better than I thought they'd be this year.
Oh, because your expectations were too low. You know what?
So low.
You've come up with worse answers than that in the past. I accept the fact that your grade sucks because you missed that hard with your expectations.
Yeah, I thought they'd be fucking horrible with the quarterback situation, and they've been competitive.
They're still fucking horrible. What are we talking about?
No, they're bad, but they are. Their defense, look, that defense is still top 5 in the league.
Listen. You're using what I would dub the ugly friend at the club defense. Okay, just because the Saints and Raiders are a thing does not mean you get to say you're good.
Fair point. All right, the Dallas Cowboys 3-5-1.
I mean, is it crazy for me to say this is at or about where I thought they'd be anyway? Like, especially
mediocre, yeah.
Yeah, I mean the Parsons thing. I tried to say Micah and Parsons at the same time, and I came up with Parkins. I don't know. Anyways, Micah. Yeah, exactly.
It's not Dr. Evil.
Micah. Your contract is worth this many $1 million.
$1
million. Just because the expectations are low, and you did help expose the Packers, I give you a little bit of credit, but also there's a whole butt ton of stupid with this team. I'm going to say a C because I will give them a chance to improve for me. I won't crap all over them, but I will say a nice firm C.
I went D because I thought it'd be a little better than this.
Well, that's your fanboy sneaking in.
Stop that. I am not James.
I'm not going to argue with you about your grade because you set me up for that joke.
I am not big James Neese, okay?
No, he's not. What are you talking about? He's not a Cowboys fan. He's a Chargers fan.
He's on the way out, bro.
He's a Lions
He
fan.
can't stand Jerry Jones. He's on the way
Michigan out. Wolverines fan.
Yeah, they have to be a little better. Plus, I have that bet, my buddy, who happens to be a Cowboys fan.
He's an Irish fan. See, I can't keep track of it all.
Yeah,
you take your colors there.
I have that bet, my buddy Mario, who's a $100 bet, where I thought the Cowboys win nine plus games. He said no, and he's a Cowboy fan. I don't look good here, buddy. I'm about to pay him up pretty soon. So, all right, next team here, the Denver Broncos, who are, I believe, 7-2.
Buddy, I knew
this team's weird.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely correct. With the Broncos, I expected them to be better than people expected. I did not have 7-2 on the goddamn bingo card. And oh, by the way, there's a great argument for them to be 8-1, and the only thing that stops them from undefeated to this point is Justin effing Herbert. And actually,
bro, hold on. Wait a second. Hold on. They could be. It's funny you said that because they can be 9-0 because the other loss was to Indy, which they had that game won.
Was the one I'm talking about exactly.
When you said Justin Herbert,
they would be 8-1 with that game, and could be undefeated if it weren't for Justin Herbert.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. Right.
Yeah. So this team is weird to go.
Defending Super Bowl champs, including. The rest of the schedule is relatively light. Granted, do I expect them to get to 14 and 3 with their record? Hell to the no. So the back half of the schedule gets good, right? If they opened with 7-2, which they have, if they close, how many games they have remaining? If they have 9, it's 6, right?
Yeah.
If they
7.
Oh yeah, it is 7.
No, wait.
Yeah, it's 8. Okay, 8. I had it messed up because I knew it would be a 500 record.
I hate this fucking week 18 shit.
It's because you're old. It's okay.
But
8 games remaining. If they go 4-4, I would maintain with an A for the year. Sure.
So it's tough because the record is really, really good. I think it's the best record in football, if I'm not mistaken.
It's in the conversation. I think the Colts
right.
The same
record. Colts both same record. But the style points also you gotta kind of balance that out. The Giants game should have lost, but the Giants
the Colts do, but
the Giants
later.
The Giants gianted, of course. You know what I mean? So I went B because at the end of the day, in a wonky
that's dumb.
But B plus. In a wonky season, I gotta give him credit.
What did you expect them to do?
I thought they'd be a little worse now, but what'd you give him? Hold on, what'd you give him?
I gave him an A.
Okay, B plus for me.
You're high.
I was actually I'm still kind of high. Yeah. So
listen, once the edible's clear, you may want to record a separate addition to this particular part and edit it in that you realize that you're being cruel for no particular reason other than the sativas hitting a little too hard.
You know what? Fuck Sean Payton. Next team, Detroit Lions.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was an issue. Carry on.
The 5-3 actually. The Lions.
Yeah. When we talk expectations, as we often do in this process, because they're a big part of where anybody ends up grading them, any team for that matter. With Detroit, I didn't have clear expectations. It's a tough thing to get as far as they get without getting there and then come back to try to make a run. And listen, the Packers loss isn't great, but I give you divisional physics. Cool. Same thing for losing. I'm more hurt by the loss to the Vikings in my mind.
Without question, you should be.
Right. And losing to the Chiefs, I mean, sometimes Levon's. It is what it is. But they do have good wins against the Ravens. I think they were still good at that point. The Bucks, which was dominant against a team that's not great, but certainly at the very least good. I would like to see more before I get too inspired, but I'm happy to give them a B minus.
I went C plus. They're where they should. I thought they'd be.
Maybe
anyway.
C plus, and I'll let you slide.
No, C plus. They're right. They're right where I thought they'd be. I thought they'd be a little bit aggressive to me. The Minnesota loss really hurt though, because
that's fair. If you're punishing the Minnesota loss, that's cool.
Like, I know it's divisional optics, man, and maybe okay, you win the game by 3. I can understand that. Okay, divisional optics, but you lose the game outright to a returning JJ McCarthy, a team that was kind of in shambles too. Let's be real. Minnesota's has had a really great year either.
They had just gotten dominated by the Chargers on Thursday night.
Yeah, I mean, what are we doing? I mean, your team was supposed to look at as a Super Bowl contender, and you put up that, like, okay, that's a problem. KC, I'm forgiving KC because I picked KC to win that game, and there's no way I saw a world that I see Mahomes and Andy Reid being 2-4 at that point. I didn't see a world. But that loss is bad. The Minnesota loss is very, very bad. So,
if you didn't see a world where Mahomes and Reid would be 2-4, you haven't been paying attention to the slow starts the Chiefs have traditionally had.
But never that bad though. Never that bad.
And then they go on to the Super Bowl. No, I don't agree. I believe they've been this bad before.
No, I think they were like 3-3 and whatever 500, but they were 2-4.
Oh, it's one game different, and you're not fair.
NFL is one game's worth like fucking 8 in the NBA. What are we doing?
I mean, but yet after 1 or 2 games, NBA coaches be getting fired. But that's a separate
because we got a lot of stupid ass teams in the NBA. Come on now. All right, the Green Bay Packers, who are 5-2-1.
It's funny for us, as disappointing as the Packers allegedly are. They're essentially 5-3, which, if that's disappointing, maybe our expectations were too high. I think they're right where they need to be, but it's some of the losses that have just looked, well, for lack of a better word, awful, right? So that's why what I put them before, C minus. That's why they got a C minus. Moving on.
I gave a C. I gave a C as well. Again, for the same reason.
A C, but the damn Broncos can't get an A out of you. What the fuck are we doing here? He says,
because Green Bay is where I thought is where I thought they would be, but it does feel kind of fake hustle too with this team as well. Like they come out the gate first 2 weeks and they dominate Washington, dominate Detroit.
Why are you down to a C minus like I am? You just argued my point.
Because
we lost to the fucking Browns, EJ. What are we doing here?
I know. I get it. It's tough.
10 points against the Cleveland Browns.
They should be a B or A right now, bro. They're not. So some of these wins they've eked out, and I don't know. Jordan Love had a good year, but has had a good year so far.
And you won't join me at a C minus. I don't get it, dude.
Well, C. I'm close enough, bro. C minus. Okay, win the ballpark. Like I'm saying, fucking like B plus, and none of that garbage. All right, next team, Houston.
Once you're not chasing the D.
Houston Texans, who are fuck you, man, 3-5.
F. An entire F, and not just for their actions on the field. Let me be clear. For one, D'Amico Ryans gets an F trying to act like that his boy C.J. Stroud was this victim after staring the camera in the face and defending defending Al-Shair in his hit on Lawrence last year.
Right.
So points off for that. And no, that's not me, air quotes, fanboying. That's me calling hypocrisy where I see it. Don't worry, it'll come up with the Niners a little later. But I've said it before on this podcast, I'm sure, EJ, is the moment they got rid of Laramie Tunsil, I knew there were problems, and I was right. GMing already has them in trouble. CJ Stroud has not been able to overcome. He is tanking. And by the way, no one is giving him a fraction of the guff that one Trevor Lawrence has gotten, but nobody wants to have that conversation because it's too smart. They're not going to get any better with Davis Mills at the helm either. So, yeah.
They were trending to that for me, but they've also won 3 games since that 0-3 start. So they're back in it. So okay. I had to go D because it is a disappointment because they should be leading the division. Obviously, we all thought they would.
They were supposed to be AFC contenders at one point.
Correct. So there are different disappointment. The only reason they haven't done that because they are still in it because they've caught. If they didn't come out of that 0-3 hole, easy F plus. We would call that. But
and in fairness, okay, well they beat a super injured Niners team, right, and an awful Titans team. The only air quotes good win would be the Ravens, and if I remember correctly, that was Lamar's first game of that defense.
That's Lamar's first game, also missed. No, to be fair to Houston too, they were also super injured as well too in that same Niners game. A lot of receivers were out. So
we do not care. You're just giving me more of a reason why it means less.
Okay, I get it. I totally get it. Okay, I'm not mad at you. All right, the Colts 7-2.
I've said it before. People have resisted incorrectly, but I'll say it again. If this were an SEC team, you'd be bitching about the fact they're even being considered for the playoff. And guess what happened, EJ Christian? They played somebody. Not a great team, just a good team, and lost.
And lost soundly, too.
Well, I don't know about soundly. It's by a touchdown. Now,
but that game wasn't really close, though.
Here's where I will give the Colts a little bit of grace. Boy, did they outperform. My guy, I am on record somewhere on the Duval Dive with former NFL tight end Ben Troop and, of course, my personal champion Travis D. Holmes saying I cannot find 5 wins on the Colts' schedule back in August.
Okay.
And they called me up and said, hey, Kyle, here they are. But if you need a couple more, we fucking got them for you, too. Jonathan Taylor is an MVP candidate. You can cram your dines into your couch because I'm not searching for them. What I'm searching for is depth for Jonathan Taylor, hell, any running back, to get attention that isn't named Derrick Henry or Christian McCaffrey. Okay? This team is going to get an A. I'm going to dare them to survive the rest of the schedule if you want an A+. But I expect their grade to drop significantly between now and January.
Totally with you. A as well, too. I am worried now. That's why that loss kind of sucks to them too. Also because the perception now is like, okay, little equal doubt now. Okay, you lose the second loss of the year, but now your schedule gets a little tough. You have Chiefs 2 weeks and a couple other tough games coming up. So Seahawks game also too toughy as well. So you look at the situation now where okay, is there fake hustle here with this team? I don't know, but we're great.
Where in December they drop 3 straight games. Heading into week 17, not 18, but 17.
Run those 3 games. Run it.
Those 3 games are the Jaguars, which they have a lot of trouble historically.
There's a bad history of that.
Yep. Everbank. I think if they lose this year, it's the 12th straight time they've lost at Everbank.
That is correct, yes.
Of course it's correct. I cover the Jaguars. Duval Dive podcast.
I did for the bell, bro. Did for the bell, bro.
Yeah, but if I don't say it hard, it's not genuine. Anyway,
that's what we do here, brother.
The Seahawks have surprised a lot of us. We'll get to that later.
That's a loss. I'm not going to say it. It's a loss.
And the Niners, based on their health, you know.
Oh, we'll get there. I have questions to you about the Niners and their health. And
yeah.
And so, keep your eye on the Colts, though. Keep your eye on the Colts. All right, your team, the Jaguars, who are I think
my team,
5-3.
Every team that the Duval Dive covers,
5-3.
Listen.
Explain this one, motherfucker.
I know that the Jaguars and the Duval Devout would pound the table hard back in September if I said to them 5-3 at this point of the year because of the way that schedule opened. And oh, by the way, that's with a sneaky good emerging Seahawks team. The biggest disappointment, in my opinion, on the Jags schedule is clearly the Bengals game, where they lost to a friggin'
week 2.
Yeah, after knocking Joey Burr out. No one had back-to-back wins over the Niners and Chiefs, though I am on record saying if I was to take this Jags team seriously as a playoff threat, even though I mentioned them as my crackheadiest prediction in September. You see, I'm hesitating because it's just they lost to 2 good teams. They've beaten 2 good teams. They snuck by a Raiders team where if you look on that final play in overtime on the 2-point conversion, that if Devon Hamilton does not bat that ball down, there is a wide ass open Tyler Lockett who is doing the surrender cobra in midair once the ball is batted because he knows he had it and it was taken from him. Which, by the way, excellent point by Julian Edelman in the postgame mentioning that you knew Pete Carroll was going to throw it on the goal line. Anyways, by the way, also worth mentioning that the Jaguars kept running the fucking football to secure the victory in overtime. Make sure you look at that. Anyways,
Give me a grade.
Pete Carroll sucks. Anyway,
You still hate Pete Carroll. My God.
It never goes away. He's overrated.
I know.
He's overrated, man. You know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
You have to pick a B, right? I picked this team to win 8 games this year. What they've achieved in the first half of football for the season is beating last year's record, which, okay, low bar, I get it. But they have 5 of those 8 wins, I predict, with a garbage schedule remaining. I can make the argument their toughest remaining team is, in fact, the Los Angeles Chargers, who are currently injured AF themselves, and then after that, playing the Colts twice. And the Broncos are there, too. We'll see where they're at in December. I think there's still some... I mean, the Broncos are a tough team, too, no question. I think those are the three teams remaining that are tough on their schedule. Everything else is Texans twice, Titans twice, Cardinals, Jets. Bro, if you can't land the plane with 4-4, you're already, well, and actually, am I doing the math right? Because they're 5-3. Yeah, so it's not 4-4. If you can't land the plane with 5-4 and make the playoffs, you don't deserve higher than a B. But for today, I'll give them a B.
I'm going to give them a C. C plus, actually.
C plus is perfect.
Yeah, because the only thing that's troubling here, and I don't know how much weight you put in this, they have a winning record with a -8 point differential. Context. You won't context that one. I get it. But here's the thing, though. They are kind of where I thought they would be anyway at this point in the year.
The only reason their only reason they're there with that point differential, EJ, is MVP John Matthew Stafford.
Right.
MVP candidate John Matthew Stafford, excuse me.
I thought the Jags would be hanging around anyway for the division title. Hanging around.
Sure.
I thought they'd be
garbage division.
I thought they'd be anywhere between a 8-win and a 10-win team this year. So they're on target for that. Actually, more on target for that.
That's the point I made with 8 wins.
Right.
Correct.
So, but it does feel like, who is this team? I don't know. So,
and you will know even less because of all the injuries there. Like, sure, they'll be getting Brenton Strange back soon. He's still out a couple weeks as an emerging tight end. Travis Hunter's on IR. BTJ is hurt. Devin Lloyd is actually supposed to come back this week. So there's been significant injury impacts too. Oh, every team's injured. No, this is different. So
I need Trevor Lawrence to step the fuck up the second half of the year, like to really become the guy that we thought he'd be after we was drafted.
That final drive in the Raiders game should be the first step to what you're looking for. I agree.
Right. All right. Next team, Kansas City Chiefs, who are 5-4.
See, like
I'm there too. C minus.
I don't know what to do with them.
You trust them. You trust them to be there in the end.
I trust Andy Reid. I trust Patrick LeVon Mahomes II. And that's about it. But do you need more? Sure.
The Buffalo loss wasn't surprising. I thought they'd lose that game anyway too also because that's what they do, because Buffalo. But it was a must-win for 2 reasons, I will say this. Because of their schedule. Because they have that game was Buffalo, then you got Denver after the bye, and then you have the Colts after that. So that's the reason why it was a must-win.
Opening with the Chargers? Really? That's what we're doing now?
No, I'm just saying that these couple of weeks coming up, I'm saying. But
I'm just noting your disrespect for the Los Angeles Chargers.
But knowing the Chiefs, though, people say it's a tough schedule. Watch these assholes win 2 in a row, and those 2 games in a row anyway. Because that's what they do. That's when we cut them out, like because Detroit. Remember Detroit game? Oh, they're fucked against Detroit, and then they blew them out.
But again, you're bringing previous years into this year's grading evaluation, and I'm a little guilty of it too.
I'm going to because those guys are still there, and until they are left for dead, I'm going to continue trusting them.
I'll say this: all 3 teams that they lost to, minus the Bills, were expected to be tough games. The Bills were a little surprising because they're skidding, and now that winning that game was the Bills are back moment for Bills Mafia. So, like, I almost kind of will let – they've won what they're supposed to and lost ones that were tough except for the Lions. So,
right. Okay, next one. The Vegas Raiders, who are 2-6.
Trash.
This is easy. Same here. It's easy. And I thought we a
No
little bit better than this.
disrespect to Brock Bowers and Alshon Genty, by the way, but like, or Ashton Genty, sorry. The Raiders were the best version of the Raiders team we had seen all year, and they still lost to a depleted Jags team.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll sucks. Next question.
Right. Same here. The Chargers, who are 6-3.
If you put them in anything less than an A, tell me you don't respect offensive line play without telling me you don't respect offensive line play.
You're going to hate me.
Because you're wrong, and you can continue to be wrong. All you're doing is proving you've not watched a single down of Chargers football all year. Just like you don't watch enough NBA anymore.
I have, because they played my team this year. They played this team this year and lost.
What's that?
They played this team and lost this year.
That doesn't make any sense.
The Chargers played the Giants this year and lost.
Okay, and how many?
You said I didn't watch them play. I watched them play this year. I watched them play as the Giants.
What does the Giants have to do with you watching games? You're a Cowboys fan. Moving on.
Calm down.
Into it. You keep making the same mistake.
Yeah. I gave a C. Here's why.
No, it's unacceptable.
Here's why.
It's unacceptable.
But here's the thing, though. They're doing what I thought they would do. Anyway.
No, you didn't. You didn't think this.
Yeah.
You didn't.
First off,
I certainly didn't think of it with Rashawn Slater out and Joe Alt missing games and Khalil Mack going on IR in the second week. Bro, no, you didn't have this.
Bro, I had them winning the division. So technically, they're actually a little less than I thought they'd be. So if anything,
you're the worst Chiefs fan I've ever seen. So wait, so they're right on pace while being severely limited.
Well, 6 wins.
And you only give them a C with all the division they've had, with their top defensive pass rusher out, with the two top offensive linemen out, and what else? Oh yeah, and at some point, Derwin James missed some games too as well, if I remember correctly. So yeah, you're just wrong. The answer is, I'm going to say a B, but there's a strong argument for an A here. And by the way, Justin Herbert MVP conversation.
Yeah. I'm there.
Just look at how much they throw the fucking ball, EJ. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Najee Harris and Omari and Hampton missing time as well. But no, please tell me about how they're a C. In the words of Red from that 70s show, dumbass. Like that one?
You big man. All right. LA Rams. LA Rams.
All day, every day. If you have them at anything less than an A, you need to pack up your fucking microphone and stop podcasting. Or at least convert to a politics format.
B plus?
A, bitch. I said
B
what
plus,
I said.
Plus. I'll tell you why. The only reason why I gave it a B. Here's why I gave it a B. Here's why I gave it a B.
Stop. You said B plus. What the fuck are we doing right now?
Adding the pluses, buddy. The only reason I gave it a B plus.
1A, 1B, man. That's terrible.
Hey, that's why I roll. The only reason why I gave him a B, though, was because of the fact that that Niners game, they should have won that game. That game shouldn't have been close. I get it.
On a short week, without
at home.
See, this is how I know you don't pay any attention to West Coast games.
I know. It's Niners country, too.
Buddy, that is a quirky rivalry.
Yeah, it is.
It is fucking wacko.
It might be the most rivalry right now in football.
All logic. You're going to completely leave out, by the way, that they're only one score away from beating the defending Super Bowl champions. That's cute. Actually beating the Colts, although you can make the argument that they should have lost that game. Fine, whatever.
Make my case.
And seriously, I can see a little bit of the fraud argument in some of the wins, perhaps. But man, with them doing with them revitalizing Devontae Adams, with that defense being as just absolutely awesome as it is, I mean, it's.
But Kyle, here's the thing, though. They're not a fraud. They are a super contender. I said in the podcast.
And how do they not get a fucking A?
Follow me, because they're where I thought they are where I thought they'd be.
They are who we thought they were.
Yeah, they're 6-2. I thought they'd be this point. And here's the thing, also too.
You expect more from little Sean McVay, is that
in a wacky season right now, as we've seen, there are only 3 teams in the league I trust. They're one of 3.
Okay.
Chiefs, Eagles, and Rams.
7-1 is the only way you can get an A. Boy, that's some bullshit. I'll leave it at that. And by the way, as a member of the division you just told me was the best in the NFL. Okay.
Which one?
Cool story, bro.
I said arguably. I didn't say it was. I said arguably.
That doesn't change. That does not change my answer. Arguably one of the toughest divisions in the league has one of their losses in a weird divisional rivalry, and the defending Super Bowl champions, both in games decided by a score.
You big mad, bro.
No, you big dumb. I'm not a Rams fan. I understand. Right. I'm not trying to give these fools props.
I know. All right, next team, Miami Dolphins. 2-6. 2-6, I guess. 2-7. Bro, they got an F plus.
That would be an F minus you're looking for.
F plus worse than F minus?
No, F minus is lower. See, minus is lower.
I'm bolding the whole bad.
Here, let me help you. F minus minus.
Fine. F minus minus. Next team. Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, by the way, good on them for getting rid of Chris Greer, by the way. Continue.
Yes, they had to. 4-4 Minnesota Vikings.
Boy, this is confusing.
It is confusing.
Listen,
I gave him a C. I gave him a C. So
yeah, well, and if that isn't proof of your confusion, I don't know what more is, right? I mean, scoring only one touchdown against the fraud cons is one thing. I mean, here's the thing. They don't have a loss here that I would call a bad loss. And then they beat the Lions. Damn it, I got to go C+. I think you're onto something.
No, I'm with you on that, because here's the thing too also. They navigated I thought Carson Wentz was actually okay for the most part. He did okay. It wasn't horrible.
You may have missed that Thursday game against the Chargers because you obviously don't.
That was the bad performance. But he was okay against the Eagles. He was okay against another team that they played, weeks before that. He made some big throws against the Browns in that Sunday soiree in London or Ireland, wherever it was. So they did okay holding the fort down without him, without McCarthy, for those couple weeks. So C is where it should be. I'm with you. You said C+. I'm with you. All right. Oh boy, here we go. The New England Patriots, who are 7-2. This one's fucking hard. We say right now, if I'm just grading on the first 9 weeks of the year, they get A+.
Stop it.
They're way better than I thought. I did not see it. Bro, everybody was saying 8.5 wins over possible wildcard team. I didn't see it. And then I'm seeing this shit. I'm like, oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's have a conversation. Because their schedule is ass, in the words of
Agreed.
Okay. The only reason anybody was talking playoffs for this team was that the schedule is that easy. Yeah. Right? And it's funny how people came out, oh, the Niners have the second easiest schedule. Nah, fam. This is easy. This is what easy looks like. In an AFC East that is awful this year. And the team that was supposed to be clearly dominant tanked. So, no. And listen, division physics in the AFC East are special in their own right as well. I will give the only reason I'm not giving you a D because I'm insulted by your fraud is because you exposed the Falcons. So their wins are as follows. Browns, Titans, Saints. No, they lost to the Raiders. Excuse me. Browns, Titans,
week 1. Yeah.
Dolphins, which again, divisional physics, I get it. And the Panthers.
Which looks like a decent win now.
Not really. No. Like, decent at best, I guess I'll meet you at. I don't know. But
the 7-2 though, bro.
People are peeing their pants entirely too much, saying stupid shit like Drake May for MVP. What the fuck is going on here? Now, here's what I'll tell you. I expected an uptick from last year because Vrabel was a coach who should not have been fired in Tennessee. Hashtag I said what I said. They are overachieving. Granted.
I agree with you on that.
Do they deserve better than a C because of that?
Of course.
I guess B-. But y'all better beat somebody if you want to be or better to finish the year.
They did beat Buffalo
while they were struggling in divisional physics. Like the games I'll be watching close are if they have another close game to the Bills for the second one that they're hosting.
There's a Bucks game in there. I know that for a fact.
I'm getting there. I'm good. That will help their case. If the Bucks are on the road as well, that will be interesting to observe.
Right.
The Ravens on the schedule is the last game, and depending on their status, hell, who knows? Like, there's a long way between now and Christmas Eve.
Let me be clear with you, Kyle, real quick.
Yeah.
They're 7-2, overachieving. I agree. Are they Super Bowl contenders? In my opinion, no. I got to see more. I'm with you on that part. But
so
if I'm grading this,
saying B minus.
But if I'm grading the first 9 weeks, I have to give them what I've seen first 9 weeks. They more overachieved for me because I didn't see this coming. Well, gotta see more.
People did actually because the
maybe I should pull. What I should do is pull the thing you say. Give them an A with some room for growth, as you always say on this.
Then you need to give the Broncos an A2.
You want to make a trade? Shut up.
You need to be consistent if that's what you're doing.
But Denver were playing team last year. I expected this from them a little bit.
You did not expect 7-2 from the Broncos. You're lying.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little fake news there.
The Broncos deserve an A. You just proved it. Continue.
Okay. All right. New Orleans Saints. Saints.
It's ironic that they have a quarterback named Spencer Rattler because this franchise is snake bit. Boom.
They got a D- for me. I'll tell you why. Let me tell you why I got D-. They actually are better than I thought they would be. I'm not even joking. Bro, Kyle, you're laughing, but I'm being serious.
I'm not laughing because I think you're wrong.
I said before the year started that this is a team that might go 0-17. And they've been competitive in half these games.
So you're giving reports for more rewards for moral victories.
Let me put it this way: they are, in my opinion, not the worst team in football right now. They're not.
This team is cheeks, but they still gave you something to clap about. I'm with that.
There you go. All right. There we go. Speaking of cheeks, my New York Giants 2-7.
Cheeks, my New York Giants. You know, they say the sign of a fit booty is that you could bounce a quarter off of it. Ironically, they bounced a dime off theirs and got worse. So that's from the hip, son. No,
it is.
I really have no idea how I came up with that like that. That was
good.
Anyways, no, yeah, the Giants are bad. Can we move on? At least I made it entertaining.
I gave a D though.
How they beat the chart, and it's fair because they beat the Eagles and the Chargers, two good teams. I'm not mad at that. I give them an F because I see the fraud. One is the divisional thing. The Eagles always seem to piss around and lose to one of their divisional rivals that they shouldn't at least once, if not twice a year. The Chargers were in such shambles with Joe out and Rashawn Slater being hurt. I think Joe Alt may still have been playing at that point. Khalil Mack was out. And the emergence of Cam Scatterboo. The league was not ready for him quite yet. So just on the strength, if you want to give me a sale for a D-, just on the strength of releasing Scatterboo, cool. But now that he's hurt, they cheeks again. I'll tell you what. I'll give him a D in honor of Jackson Dart.
Everything falls on Jackson Dart. And because he's been very, very good so far, is why he's not an F.
I don't know about very, very, but
and he's doing this, and he's doing that with no weapons. His best receiver's out for the year. He lost his other second receiver for a chunk of the stretch. They have a lot of injuries. Obviously, the Scatterboo thing notwithstanding, of course. So they've been competitive. Now, obviously, the Scatterboo injury, I think, took the soul from the team because they ever since that injury, they've looked lost. So D is why. So, but the Giants. The priority here is development for Dart. That's all that matters now. I wouldn't mind them.
So what do you pick, D? It had to be consistent.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's say New York, the Jets, who are 1-7.
F next.
D- for this one.
You're an idiot.
They've been competitive. They're very competitive this year.
Your penchant for rewarding
should beat the Bucks. Should beat the Steelers.
Asinine.
Should beat the Bucks. Beat the Steelers. D-. They've been competitive. Aaron Glenn has not lost that team yet.
You need to say that with your Trump voice if you're going to do this, because you're trying to hustle me right here.
Excuse me.
Don't be rude.
All right, the Eagles 7-2, I think rather. 6-2. Sorry, 6-2.
Having achieved 7-2, even with some of the alleged drama and bad optics, I'm gonna give them a B. I think that's
same here. B. I'm with you. You know, and Jalen Hurts, I think, has grown a lot this year. If anything, he's shown me he's actually better, even better than I thought he was. He's good. He's had to pull out some
good. Receivers wouldn't be bitching, but I don't.
True, but when
I'm saying this is a Jalen Hurts guy, but
there's been 2 games where like they need him to win a game for them, and he's done that and won the game for them. So,
he is the next edition of a young Russell Carrington Wilson. I agree.
That's correct. I totally agree with you on that one. All right, almost done here. The Steelers, who are currently 5-3.
God, this is a hard one to evaluate.
It's tough.
You know, but the Steelers are doing Steeler things, and I know I preach not to grade based on the previous year. So where I'm at is I thought the Rodgers experiment was going to be an abject disaster. And then they turn around and, hold firm and beat the Colts. So losing to the Seahawks, listen, that looked bad at the time. We're realizing the Seahawks are a decent team, right? Mm-hmm. Losing to the Bengals, divisional physics are a thing. I get it. Still humiliating. Losing to the Packers, that was a revenge game for the Packers. Fuck all y'all. I think that's just the same as a divisional game for me. So with all that in mind, like the most impressive win is exposing the Colts as frauds, which I take a lot to heart personally, that it made me smile in that way. But 5-3 is still 5-3. Give me B-, C+. Yeah,
I got C. Give me C.
Okay.
This is room to grow. Like, I do think they're dangerous, though.
Yes, there is room for improvement. I agree with that. And their closing schedule is relatively weak, minus 2 games against the Ravens and the Lions, right? Oh, and the Bills.
It's still rough. Some relatively tough linemans there. But, yeah, they can get better. Defense can get better. Aaron Rodgers get better. Who knows? So
I don't know if a plus 40-year-old dude gets better. I think just maybe
play better. I'm saying
play better.
He's not playing bad. Just for the record.
Gotcha.
So
gotcha.
But yeah. All right, your boys, the Niners, who are 6-3. Surprisingly, my God.
The correct answer. Let's lead with this. The correct answer for the San Francisco 49ers. This should be the first year. I think I did it maybe one other time, like a decade ago. This is the first year that I could make a case for 2 teams to have an incomplete card, right? Mm-hmm. Yet here are the Niners at 6-3, and they had to shoot themselves in the foot repeatedly to lose to the Jaguars. But Kyle, they lost to the Texans. Boy, was that awful. I think it matters too that they were hyped up for DeMeco Ryans facing his former team. I think that's a thing that matters. Call me crazy if you're so inclined, but
you're crazy. Sorry, just joking. Let's say it.
I mean, just because you're correct there doesn't mean I'm wrong about my assessment, right? The Niners have been doing a lot with, bonding wire, chewing gum, a hockey ticket, and masking tape, right? They didn't even get duct tape. So, I think the Rams will smash them this weekend. So if you're listening to this and think my B+ is too low, should they beat the Rams on Sunday here? Please feel free to mark me in as an A at that point for the Niners. But yeah, I have to go with God, this is really hard. I'm going to say B+ so I don't get accused of being a homer, but if they end up sweeping the Rams after this weekend, you need to jack that shit to an A, period.
Yeah, I got to be.
That's alternating between McCorkle Jones and Brock Purdy at quarterback. That's missing Bosa, Warner, so many defensive players. You know what? Fuck it. A.
Which is why I want to go A-. I just had B+. I say, you know what? No, you got to reward this. This is exactly why Kyle Shanahan right now is probably coach of the year.
Yeah, if he sneaks this team into the playoffs, COTY all day.
Yeah, that's why. It's obviously Shane Steichen and it's this guy. So unbelievable what they're doing here. All right, a couple more teams that we got here. Seattle Seahawks, who are 6-2 as well.
Hey.
Same here.
The defense is great. The offense is acceptable. Mm-hmm. And arguably the toughest division in the NFL. Next question.
That kid in Jig was amazing, isn't he? The receiver, Jason Njigba.
Jackson Ningba.
Yeah, he's really, really good. I have A as well, too. Sam Darnold?
The Jags. It was embarrassing for them.
How about Sam Darnold, MVP candidate?
No.
He's been really good this year, bro.
He's been very consistent. He's managed the game well. And the Seahawks defense is carrying this team.
Sam Darnold top 12 corner regularly,
Say that again, Gilmore Girls.
Sam Darnold, top 12 quarterback in the league right now.
Oh, of course.
Okay, good. I'm glad you agree with me because I people say they thought I was wrong for saying that. Cool.
Yeah, they're also idiots. Next question.
Yeah, cool. All right, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 6-2.
Your boy, MVP candidate, big freaking Mayfield, right? A all day, especially with the injuries. What are we talking about?
Yeah, I got an A-, but yeah, same reason. Same reason.
You know what? I will go to an A-. I'm going to match you there. That Lions game, not great, Bob. But beyond that,
they were banged up though in that game. But yeah, could have been a little better. I'm with you on that one.
Shut up. Moving on.
Okay, we're on the same page. Okay, cool. All right. Shit. 2 more teams. Tennessee Titans, who are
next.
That's easy. 1-1.
Stop letting down Cam Ward so hard. This offensive line's so fucking bad.
It is horrible. All right, finally, Washington Commanders, who are 3-6. Have they announced Jane Daniels out for the year now? Is that official?
Yeah, that is official. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I think this is a second incomplete card. Though I did eventually end up giving the Bengals an F on the strength of poor GM decisions. It's different with the Commanders. Because Scary Terry's been hurt. Daniels is hurt, obviously.
And been hurt part of this.
And yeah, correct. You're not wrong. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the old I on and if you think it's a cop out, fine.
I get it.
But this team is not. It's not only not who we expected, but it's not fair to have expectations for them at this point with all that misfortune.
I went D for that same reason. This is disappointing, but I can't go crazy and say that it's a failure because you mentioned those injuries are a thing. So I have to, grade on the curve there.
That's why I can't give somebody a D because that still tells me they're just bad. But I think the injuries put them there. So that's why I went.
Fair point. I think that is it for us. We got it right at 11:30. Look at that, bro. Look at that. You're good at this shit. Talent, bitch. Go ahead and plug on a plug.
Of course, I am Kyle Nash, the student of the game. You can find me on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and Twitter at the SOTG. Find me on Facebook as the student of the game. Check out my writings with the black and gold banneret. I will be covering the space game on Friday at the Bounce House. Of course, make sure you check out the Night Shift podcast immediately following said football game there, Night Shift YouTube channel. Also, my work with the Duval Dive, where me and my personal champion, Travis D. Holmes, talk up the Jacksonville Jaguars, and Booga Peters, I'm his producer for the Bolt Blitz Uncut. We have the Electric Edge podcast jumping on. Shouts to Taylor Bloom. So make sure you check that out. Bolt Blitz Uncut YouTube channel. I think that's everything. So
okay, nice.
Next time, everyone, class dismissed.